Hello and welcome back to the GB Fantasy Football channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some big differentials ahead of the Gameweek 34 deadline for Sun Dream Team. These are going to consist of players who potentially could have some fantastic points, but also will they be signed for their teams? We're now in a time with heavy rotation for some European clubs. Do we target the singles? Do we target the doubles? We'll find out in this episode. If you like today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. But let's crack on with the video. First up on today's list, we have Leandro Trossard of Arsenal. Now, they've got a different team recently. Thomas Partey, the suspension in the first leg against Paris Saint-Germain caused Trossard to go up front. It dropped Declan Rice into the holding midfield role. It pushed Mikel Moreno back from his striker role that he's been in since Havertz and Jesus got injured into midfield and put Trossard up front. Since then, he scored a couple against Ipswich. He then scored a goal against Crystal Palace, 16-point, a 10-pointer, and only a 3-pointer against Paris Saint-Germain in the week. However, he was denied by a fantastic save from Donnarumma, which many goalkeepers wouldn't have got to, and that would have been 4 on the bounce. Will he stay there though? This is the big dilemma. With Partey coming back into the team, you'd assume it would be Partey, Rice, and Moreno going into the PSG fixture next week. However, before then we have a Bournemouth fixture in the league, and I think he plays once again. Is Trossard a 90-minute man against Bournemouth and potentially a 30-40-minute man off the bench against PSG in the following week? I think so. I think he'll probably get about 120, 130 minutes across 2 fixtures. And for that reason, I think he's a good buy. He'll get you the goals, couple of shots on target. Not great for bonus, but he's a good differential. Next up on our list is probably the roguish shout in this entire list today, and that is Luke Shaw of Manchester United. Now you might be thinking, the guy's made of glass. He's not going to be playing much. And you know what? You might be right. But we're looking for that potential in players. With the injuries currently to De Ligt, Martinez is out for the season, and also Dalot has followed him in that front. He is also out for the season. It leaves potential spaces in that Manchester United team. Now it looks like he's going to be playing on the left of the back three, similar to sort of what Martinez does when he's fit, playing out, stepping forward, using his left foot to build the attacks. But he can also play that left wing back role, as he has done many a time for England. Has he got the legs still? It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. You'd assume Dorgu and Mazraoui take the wing back roles in the important games in the Europa League ties. So we will slot in at centre half. Now he only got 1 point at the weekend away to Bournemouth, but can he get further points in the future? I think he can. I really do. The Man United defence isn't too bad. The clean sheets don't always show up, and you are reliant on tackles, bonus points, and other avenues of point building. But I think he can score you some few points. Between 3 and 5 a game, would you take that? I think that's a solid return. For that reason, Luke Shaw makes the list. James Maddison, the enigma that he is. He's a great point scorer. We know that. Assists, bonus points magnet, goal contributing out of his ears. But the problem is, and has been throughout the season, the minutes. He's being managed by Postecoglou to get through these Europa League fixtures. He's played 45. He didn't even play last week, and then he only played 45 minutes the game before then. But even in those fixtures and in that amount of time, he's still getting bonus points. And it just goes to show if he could play the 90 in these fixtures, he's picking up a haul somewhere along the line. He's getting the assists. Tottenham aren't shy. They're not great at the back, but we know they've got a goal in them, as showed at the weekend. They lost 5-1 to the Premier League champions, but the one is the important part. Will he play the minutes? He will definitely play that Europa League tie. I can nail that one for you. I believe he starts that fixture. The fixture in between the Europa League ties, now that's a different story. I feel like he will be on the bench, but could possibly come on with a few minutes towards the back end of the game. He provides a great differential. Not many are going for Tottenham forwards at the minute, too much rotation, But if there was one to pick, I would go down the Maddison route. Now, this is a player that you might not have expected on this list, Jordan Pickford. And no, we're not just going through the England national team with this one. He does provide a great route into points that not many people would know about. In the next three fixtures being Ipswich, Southampton, Fulham, not necessarily in that order. We've got Ipswich, Fulham, then Southampton. Defensively, Everton have been good all season. Attacking wise, they leave a lot to be desired. But the back four are quite strong normally. And without Tarkowski, it does lessen that defence quite a bit. But I feel like against the two teams that get relegated, or are about to get relegated, I should say, in Ipswich and Southampton, clean sheets could be had. Goodison Park is on its way out. Its swan song is nearing. Everton will want to go out on a high on no home fixtures. And I don't see any reason why you can't get clean sheets in those ones. The only downside to Pickford is if you have David Raya still. With Arsenal still in the Champions League and still in the Premier League, knocking about fixture-wise, I feel like Raya will play both the fixtures. Do you feel like Pickford will outscore Raya's two fixtures with that solo fixture? I'm not sure, but if you're not on David Raya, Pickford would be my go-to goalkeeper. Yeah, slipping under the radar. Many of you, when you think of Liverpool, you think Mo Salah, you think Luis Diaz. They're the two we think of with regards to points, goals and assists. But the one name that slips under the radar the most, Cody Gakpo. In the past few games he scored 10 points and 6 points, but only 60 and 68 minutes respectively over those two games. He's going to get taken off. He will rarely make the 90-minute mark or even the 80-minute mark at that. But what he will do with his time on the pitch is he will have an effect. Those assists, those goals, since the Euros last year, has been very solid. He had a little dip with his injury, but since he's come back, he's been pretty good on that front. He will always guarantee you, if he starts the game like this and gets through to that minute mark, at least a shot on target. 3 to 4 points a game on average. Potential for more. That's the big thing here. There's potential for a huge haul if you can eke out a few more minutes. And with Liverpool now winning the title, will Salah get rested? Will those substitutions veer away from Gakpo a little more? Maybe, but I still think Gakpo is a worthwhile position on this list. And the last player on today's list is Ismail Assar of Crystal Palace. Now, if you're looking at their forward line, Eze and Mateta would normally dominate people's opinions. But Sarr, once again showing what sort of a valuable asset he is, a huge 19-pointer in the Cup semi-final against Villa. Couple of goals and the assist. They've got some good fixtures coming up. They've got Forest at home, the Tottenham fixture away, which, as we've just spoken about, defensively, they are very poor. Very poor. So can we see Palace scoring in that game? Absolutely, yes. 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 goals. And then currently, as we're recording this video, there is a potential for Crystal Palace to have a double game week, including a Premier League fixture and the FA Cup final that week. There might be rotation with the Premier League fixture, but I'd hang my hat and nail once again Sarr to play that FA Cup final. He's a more of an explosive goal scorer than Eze, but I think he's a great asset. I really do. Can he outscore any of your other midfield options? Absolutely. And that concludes today's video. Some big differentials ahead of the Game Week 34 deadline. Leave a comment down below on how your team is lining up towards the back end of the season. We've only got a few game weeks now until we wrap up for the season. Fingers crossed for you all on that front. Unfortunately, this week it's not been a great week points-wise for me, but we're always hoping for more in the future. If you've liked today's video, please like, comment down below and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciative. The socials are down in the description below if you feel like checking them out as well. We've got TikTok, we've got X, we've got Instagram. So thank you very much for watching. There will be a new video coming very soon.